darklings, and everyone in between. Welcome back to my channel. So I've been thinking that these times a lot of people are seeking answers or receiving messages, and I thought it'd be cool to discuss or do like a little mini series of all the mancies or scrying divination methods that I've had in my grimoire for a while. So yeah, this will probably be a 2 or 3 part series because there are so many, and before I had researched this, I didn't hear about a lot of these methods. Some of them you've heard of and are common, but I think it's cool to put out there and discuss or just have useful in your book of shadows in case you need it. Especially now, I recommend it. Lots going on, lots happening spiritually, and I think divination is important right now for all of us. So the first method is bibliomancy. This divination technique is done by books, journals, and diaries, or the Bible. It's actually usually the Bible in most cases, but any book can be used. The diviner closes their eyes, and then they open the book and point their finger to a phrase or a sentence, then open their eyes and interpret the message from the pointed area. Now, if I use this, I will throw a little tip in there. Don't open your eyes or just stop if you don't feel like it's right. Keep turning it and stop the pages when you feel like you should, or if your hand heats up, or if you get any tingles. And also guys, excuse my altar, I'm going through a lot of changes with it, so it's a bit of a mess right now, so deal with it. The next one I'm sure everyone has heard of, but for those who don't know, cartomancy. This requires a deck of cards. I see a lot of people creating this out of like regular playing cards, kind of creating tarot and linking tarot meanings to them. And there's about 52 cards in each, and each of them will have the purpose, meaning, and suit. Or also you can use tarot and oracle cards. So the diviner asks questions on the past, present, or future, or a situation, and you pull the cards and you relate the messages you receive with your intuition to the messages the cards are relaying to you through the meanings and purpose. Our next one is claromancy. This is the use of small objects for divination, and this one I like. So it includes things like small pebbles or sticks or bones, runes, you know, roughly anything like that. So you want them about the same size. I'm going to recommend like stones or pebbles for this. So get about 13 dark ones and 13 light ones, pebbles, and place them all into a bag or a bowl, and you shake it up as you're asking your question, or just kind of stir it around, yes or no question. And then I would ask it about 3 times. Then you grab a handful out, place it on a flat surface, excuse me, and if there are more light colored, then your answer is yes. If there are more dark colored, your answer is no. And if they're the same amount, it is inconclusive or the no answer. The next one is lithomancy, which is kind of a lot like claromancy, but a bit different. This one's more consisting of like casting stones. So I remember my father a while back gave me native casting stones, and I loved them. They were awesome. But anyway, so for divination with casting stones or gems, and you can use crystals as well, one must know the various meanings of the stones first off. For example, if you're asking a question about love, you know, or if you're going to receive love, say for an example, and you cast like a rose quartz, you can kind of put the meanings together there with the message. So what you want to do is put them in a bag and you shake it while you ask the question, and then you cast them out of the bag, usually on some sort of casting graph that people will use, sort of like where you use with the runes. Some people use the circle graphs, you know, so on. So the ones, like if you were using runes too, I'll just add, you know, and you're using the circle graph, it'll have 3 circles placed around each other, and you would cast the stones or the runes, and the ones closest to the middle circle are the immediate answer. The further away from the middle circle is the deeper reading, or they are disregarded depending on the caster and the information needed. So the next one is, I hope I do not butcher this, guys, tasseography, plus my handwriting and my grimoires are atrocious. I gotta do something about that. Anyway, so this is divination with tea. Tea is mixed in a cup before being flipped upside down on a saucer. The leaves that stay inside the cup reveal the message. Interpret the pattern of the tea leaves. And cool little fact, this form of divination actually stemmed out from like the 17th century. So a lot of people, yeah, were using that. That's cool. I thought that was cool anyway. You may find it boring, but whatever. All right, other forms. Aeromancy. This is divination by atmospheric conditions. Different forms of this would be like astromancy, chaomancy, and meteormancy. So it's like looking at your atmosphere and taking in messages from that. Alluromancy is divination from cats. I don't know about you, but when I had all my cats, I felt like I did receive messages from them. I think cats are majestic as hell. Just saying. So, electromancy is a form of augury, the divination of eating patterns of chickens. Alluromancy is a paper message baked in dough, similar to fortune cookies. Alpithomancy, aka witch cakes. You make a cake out of wheat or barley and you add herbs or spells to find out hidden things that the cake will reveal to you after it is baked. Or in some cases, like if you know the story of Tituba baking a witch cake to try to find out who was ailing or afflicting the girls of Salem. Yeah, I find it cool. Anyway. Alright, another one I might butcher, but whatever. Neopomancy, using entrails of women and children. I don't know who's going to be using that these days, but just a disclaimer, I'm not telling you to do that. I just thought it was cool, so I wanted to add it. Yeah. Arachnomancy is the use of a spider and its behavior pattern or webs. Also in the umbrella terms for augury. Arithmomancy. This is the use of numerology or numeromancy. Belief that numbers influence our personalities or our lives and can deliver us messages. I think a lot of us use numerology in this community, so had to include it. And astrology's in here. I think we all know that's the use of the stars, the planets, the sky, the zodiac signs. And augury is divination based off of the appearance and the behavior of animals. So any divination that you're doing with animals could fall under this term. Astromancy or aeromancy is divination using the wind. There are times where it was really windy and I would kind of watch the trees or the grass and just kind of feel around me that energy, and I could pick up quite a few messages. Like I always say, nature and the earth will communicate with you. It will speak to you. You just have to listen and learn to listen, right? And we have bellomancy next. This is divination using arrows. Botanomancy is divination by burning leaves or sticks. I've done that as well. How many of you have kind of stared into a bonfire and watched the wood as it's burning, you know? Oh yeah. So, of course, pyromancy or capnomancy is divination using smoke. I use that one a lot with my incense, with my candles after I blow them out. I use it with fires. My sage, I use so much of that, especially when I'm doing invocations or spirit communication, because sometimes if the spirit doesn't want to show itself to me, it may manifest in the smoke and show itself that way. All right. And then, of course, we have another pyromancy or cosneomancy. I'm sorry if I'm not getting these right. It's been a long time since I've read these out. So, of course, casting objects into fire and watching them burn. All right. Now we have cephalomancy. All right, this is augury using divination from the skull or the head of a goat or a donkey. And aeromancy. This is divination with thunder and lightning, which we can all be quite receptive to. Again, if you listen to nature, she'll speak to you. Ceromancy is melted wax. Chaomancy is aerial visions. So I wonder, that could probably fall under like using the clouds and sky and such. Chartomancy is writing papers or graphs or channeling, pretty much. I do that. If I'm trying to channel an entity or a spirit, I'll take a pen and piece of paper and I'll just squiggle, open myself up, get in kind of that zone, that meditative trance, and let it flow. And of course we have palmistry or chiromancy, and that's palm reading. Clairaudience is hearing the future. Now we're kind of getting into like some psychic stuff, but also there are different mancy terms for them as well. And clairvoyance, seeing the future. And then you have demonomancy. These are tongue-tying me. Anyway, these are answers, messages, and divinations from demons. My goodness, I don't know who does that. Very useful though. Demonomancy. There we go. I did it. I said it. Woo! Give me a like. I said one right. Of course I got that one right, guys. Oh yeah. They get more interesting. I just wished I could pronounce it all. Anyway. Entomomancy. Oh my god, all these mancies. Anyway. Behavior and appearance of insects, which I'm going to go ahead and put the words for these on the screen as I edit this, just so you can see what the hell I'm trying to pronounce. Geomancy is using earth, rocks, or sand. Graphology, determining someone's personality or character by their handwriting. Gyromancy is divination using circles. Halomancy is casting salt into fire. which also falls under pyromancy. And then you have, I mean, I'm just going to call it augury, but it's divination from the entrails of animals, which I know a lot of people still use that actually. Especially if, like, you don't have to kill them to do this. But I've heard of many cultures, if they stumble across a dead animal, they will examine the entrails and perform divination through that, which I find quite fascinating. Hippomancy is divination with horses. I really hate not being able to pronounce that. I know I'm making this video suck, but that's alright. We're gonna move along. I'm just not with it. Alright. Adolomancy is divination using pictures, idols, charms, or figurines, which, as you notice back here, I've been, which I'm doing a live very soon, guys, of kind of about where my path's going, new things that's happening around me, very interesting stuff that I'm excited to share with you. It's just so much. I've been getting so much that, like, receiving. My mind's kind of everywhere, and I'm trying to put it in place and talk to you guys about it live. But I use that form of divination, like with my photo of Odin over there and other things that I have, or charms, definitely. Also, if I want to see a glimpse of the past, which is, it's one of my abilities, but I feel like we all could probably learn that, I will hold an object from the area that I want to glimpse into, and I will try to receive any glimpses of the past that I can through, like, pictures, idols, charms, which this has been practiced for so long. How many people have idols and such? Hydromancy is water scrying, which I do a lot. Also using an egg in water. I mean, using wax in water. You can do so much when it comes to scrying with water. Really cool method. I think putting the wax in the water is one of my favorites, and then kind of seeing what you get. And also the egg, I'll kind of stir it up and then watch it as it's stirring, and I'll scry that way. Lampodomancy is using the flame of a lamp or a torch or a candle, which we all do. But yeah, had to add that too. And our last one for today, I've got so many, literally probably hundreds, but I just wanted to share a few today with you, and then talk about some more probably tomorrow and the next day, and then I'm gonna go live soon. Fun stuff. All right. Machiromancy, and this is using knives and swords. There's probably quite a few ways to do that, but I wanted to bring these to your attention so we can all kind of find different techniques or methods. I hear a lot of people saying how they're having trouble with divination, and there's a lot of questions that come up even on Facebook, everywhere, about divination and how this ain't working for someone. And so I just wanted to do this little series and bring to people's attention different ways or methods of divination, because it is important, especially in our path. I mean, we all know the popular forms of it, but it could be cool and even more useful to somebody else if they pick one of these and it works for them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I hope this was fun for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. But as we go on, I'm sure there's quite a few here you didn't hear about, because I never heard. But they're all interesting, to say the least. And yeah, so I love you guys. I hope you're all well. And till next time.